Again?
If your mom...
Uncertainty, fear, death. The will of Sithis cannot be ignored.
Glad you made it. I wasn't looking forward to going much deeper without you. So this is Bloodrun Cave, huh? Creepy. You go on ahead. I'll follow behind you. Make sure nothing tries to ambush us. I'll catch up farther in. Check the letter you found. It said something about a door located deeper inside the cave. And there was a strange line about death being the key, whatever that means. Go on. I'll follow along shortly. looks promising. Let's talk. That creepy black door. That's gotta be the entrance to the Dark Brotherhood sanctuary. I doubt it's as simple as turning a knob, because that door doesn't have one. Let me see that letter you found again. Wasn't
The
there something
password
about
is
a key?
sanguine, my brother.
Gutted, untold danger, long trek, clear out. Ah! Here it is. And remember, death, my brother. That's the key.
Fuck no.
You really do know your Dark Brotherhood stuff? Sure would have been helpful if you mentioned any of this a lot earlier. All right, assassin. Is that what I call you now? If you're so smart, go and open the door. I'll wait. Go ahead. See if that passphrase opens the creepy black door.
Probably should have tried the wrong answers if she had any dialogue.
Still looking for your murderer? Well, you've come to the wrong place, my friends.
We found the black hands beside every body.
Must I say it again? You've been duped, and the Dark Brotherhood has been set up to take the blame. Haven't we already had this conversation, sister? Tell your little wood elf friend that we are not her enemy and go find the real killers. You know the Dark Brotherhood doesn't play coy. If this was our doing, we would proudly admit it. I'd like some too. I'm curious to find out who has the gall to frame the Dark Brotherhood. Rather successfully, I might add. That's no small feat. Whoever it is, they managed to trick the lot of us. Crafty indeed. Nothing substantial. You're the closest link we have to whoever this unknown enemy happens to be. Now that you're here, maybe you could... What?
Bro's about to get shanked.
Now what? Cultists, portaling in. Quickly, secure the sanctuary.
That's the Order of the Waking Flame. What are they doing here? Come on, we need to figure out what's going on.
No fun.
This can't be a coincidence. Did the Waking Flame cultists follow us here?
This game kinda sucks. Need to take it back to 2014, 2015. Why? Why?
Those cultists that attacked the Dark Brotherhood. That's the Order of the Waking Flame. They're those Mehrunes Dagon fanatics that attacked me when I first tried to learn about Leovik's secret. We have...
Fall back! Close the portals! Warn the High Priest!
Oh, I think not. All right. What were we discussing before they so rudely interrupted us? I assume this will satisfy your masters in Leyawiin. The Dark Brotherhood is not your enemy. The Order of the Waking Flame invaded our sanctuary and killed my brothers and sisters. I can't let them get away with that. Seems to me the cultists didn't want you talking to me. Didn't want you hearing me tell you for the 100th time that the Dark Brotherhood didn't kill those counselors. If you ask me, those are your murderers. The Order of the Waking Flame. Opportunity and motive. Look, I don't know what that may be, and I don't want to know. But I do want to step through this portal and stick my dagger in their High Priest's throat. Care to come along? Good. Now you'll see how a Dark Brotherhood assassin deals with unsanctioned targets. And please notice that I won't be dropping any notes or leaflets along the way. Come on. Let's go before the portal...
Stay with the assassin. I'll inform Captain Rian and Counselor Leviticus about the cultists.
This game has fallen immensely beyond repair.
Alien ruin. Not the worst place for a Daedric cult. Oh, looks like I'm not the only one who leaves important papers lying about. Give that a read, why don't you? Their High Priest actually ordered them to kill us. Amulet looks important. Better hang on to that. close approximation of our calling card, but that entire pile is obviously a forgery. So the Order of the Waking Flame killed your counselors and placed the blame on the Dark Brotherhood. Then their High Priest sent his followers to kill us. Care to enlighten me as to what this is actually all about now? All this fuss and bother over an old Imperial secret? Let's review what we learned. The High Priest of the Order of the Waking Flame sent cultists to the Sanctuary to eliminate both my Dark Brotherhood assassins, and you, and the Wood Elf. Obviously the cult has someone watching you. They knew exactly when to attack, certain we'd all be in the Sanctuary. Plus, they were after some cache hidden there. So who are these cultists? And how well do you trust your masters in Leowyn? I'm not suggesting anything. Just following the clues. If the cultists are Dagonists, then their High Priest is probably a true fanatic. This secret must be pretty important, and most likely pertains to death and destruction. Let's keep searching. Let's see if something deeper inside this ruin points us to the identity of the cult's High Priest. Figure out who they are, and you may learn more about this secret than you ever imagined. Oh, and you still have that amulet. It might come in handy. Because I owe them for besmirching the good reputation of the Dark Brotherhood and for ordering the deaths of my brothers and sisters. And because now, I'm curious. It's like an itch that needs to be scratched. No. The Order suggested it was placed in the Sanctuary after we abandoned it the first time. We hadn't finished reopening the place, and I hadn't run across any hidden caches. Another mystery, I suppose. Let's keep looking. This door looks impressive. Let's see what's on the other side.
Fuck.
Over here. Voices.
We failed to kill all the assassins, and the Wood Elf and the mercenary are still alive.
Yes. The High Priest isn't going to be happy about that, but
we retrieved the cache hidden in the old sanctuary.
With the contents of the cache, the High Priest should be able to determine where to find the first ambition.
Agreed. And we will soon have the location of another one of the ambitions. As just another Imperial counselor, the High Priest has them all fooled.
Now that's something new. What do you think? Sometimes listening provides the answers we seek. It seems their High Priest is actually one of your counselors. That explains how they knew your movements. And they found whatever they were looking for in the sanctuary. I'd rather not know any more about this damn secret. It's cursed. But did you see how they opened that portal? They used their amulet on the pedestal. You still have the one we found. Let's find another pedestal and see if we can follow them.
Oh my god. This is so stupid. Like, I really don't want to get into a rant about it, but...
Attack!
Keep looking. We need to find a pedestal like the one those cultists used.
What the fuck? It is so stupid. Oh my god.
That pedestal looks promising. Let's talk before you try to open a portal. This may work. It may not. We may open a portal that takes us to the cultists, or we may open one to some dark and deadly corner of oblivion. Still, nothing ventured, nothing gained. So, ready to try something daring?
You beat the life out of the game devs. Would be daring.
It looked to me like the cultists used their amulet on the pedestal and opened a portal. Examine the pedestal and see if there's a place to fit the amulet. These Dagonist fools think they've gotten the better of us. Let's prove them wrong. Well, we have a portal. Find out if leaping into it turns out to be a good or bad.
Beat someone senseless for this nonsense.
We're being
Goddamn
followed.
bullshit. What the fuck it is.
location of the ambition was sent to the High Priest. What was that about? Vandacia is the Order's High Priest. I knew I disliked the man the moment he had me beaten. So, now I know who needs to die for this grave insult to the Dark Brotherhood. Counselor Vandacia, the High Priest of the Waking Flame. But what do you make of that journal entry about the first ambition and an attack on Leeuwin
My
Castle?
fucking god. Alright. So, the dialogue they written for that particular character gave away a bit of information that was way too blatant. Things that the storyline, if they did properly, wouldn't be involved. Whether they intended to give it away or not, it doesn't give any guessing or mystery to it. The chests, game came out 2014. I played it till 2017, 2018. And up until one Tamriel, random chests, even if they weren't the spawning lockpicking chests, the chests that lied about, apart from the crates or other barrels and nonsense, the chests and the urns had smaller, really small chances of dropping motifs or blue or purple improvement materials for crafting, for enhancing your gear, or blue or purple consumables. Just nice little things that you could probably find once or twice in an hour if you were to be running through a delve. There were chances to where once a day or every 6 to 8 hours, if you were running through a delve, you would find a boss that would drop 3 or 4 named items that were of purple tier, and if it was a consumable, the consumable would be in like a stack of 3 or 4 and would only count as one of those potentials. Same thing with the chests that would randomly spawn. Like if you had each delve that had anywhere from 7 to maybe 12 different spots that it could appear, and only 3, maybe 2 chests could spawn at a time. Maybe once every 2 hours you would get a premium chest that would have 2 or 3 purples, or maybe once an hour or half hour you might get lucky and get 2 blues and a purple. You might even get a whole bunch of variety. Even world zones, like open world areas, had unique spawns on a certain time period on a certain day of the week that wouldn't really appear anytime else, that were like named NPCs that you could kill. There was a lot. It was a lot more experience from exploring things you could find, learn, figure out, memorize for each and every zone. Up until the DLCs after Ascenium, I haven't seen any of that. I've even gone back to Glenumbra, and I couldn't seem to find really much any of the number of chests that spawned. Now, whether or not that was because somebody was picking them up, I don't know. But even when it was just me and one other person, and not me and like 5 other people, I only found like 1 chest. And out of, say, 25, 30 delves I played when I came back last month, I'd only found like 1 delve that was consistent with chests, and that was back in Alclair Desert, on one of the southern delves. Then we are looking at that they have the motifs in their crown store to buy with literal cash. If they removed the in-game discovery for like these chests that are in here just placed, they don't even have a search, not even all the assembled loot piles of crates can be searched. Like, it's all just filler nonsense. Even the delve designs are lackluster. Like, you used to have more environmentally filled, even in alien ruins like this. Like, you'd probably have like stones or crystals. You would have vines. You would have like bone fractures sticking out of the ground in a pile. Maybe some gold lying around. Even hidden zones, like in this delve alone, there are areas that are like outside of the wall that you can't explore. While some delves had that, they always had it to where if you were to climb and jump around and go spelunking, you would find ways into that area. They even find areas that you wouldn't really expect to look into. And you could find like a bunch of like a cache trove of different things to search for, finding different treasures. Like, even if there wasn't a treasure chest, some of them even had a treasure chest spawned back there, maybe two. But usually the two spots that were there, like one particular delve I'm thinking of in Glenumbra, was very unlikely to spawn in both. So over here in Glenumbra, the first delve that you get when you're going up the ramps, the wooden ramps that leads into the Harpy area. Well, when you get up those wooden ramps and first enter that stone flooring, if you turn around, you can see like a blocked off wooden wall, but there's stuff behind it, and boxes and barrels, and there are actually chests back there that can give you pretty decent loot. And they used to even be weapon caches, a soul gem laying around. Filled, not filled, whatever you got lucky when you were loading in the instance. You can still go back there, but not much is back there apart from that one slim chance you might get a chest. And even then, when I was running that delve for a few hours, even when it was just one person rather than 5 other people, or when I had a good half hour alone, a lot of the stuff was just missing. Then we're getting into the playability of the game. So, no matter where you go, no matter what you do, no matter what you achieve in champion points, or even your gear being decked out, you will always hit the same. Now, if you do high rolls of weapon damage, spell damage, it might be a little bit of improvement, but you're still going to be trying to whack people down with about 8 and 9 hits. Maybe if you're lucky, if you're proccing increased damage, from my experience, you could probably get away with 5. But that's with just one ad. Now, if you're pulling a squadron or trying to pull a room, I mean, it's not as bad as it was back in 2018, 2019, but it's still pretty fucking bad. They converted the ladder player growth into a horizontal player growth, and I remember the video where the director is talking about flavor. Like, no, it's not about flavor or fillet flavor. Bullshit. It's about progressing, growing in strength, being able to quicken up and with cleaning groups of ads as you move, being able to speed run through delves. Granted, not as fast. You got a lot of people that are complaining, oh, well, you're going to be hitting 130,000 a hit. Like, no, that's if you go back to like, you only have the select few things that are here on the second model. Heck, it might even be a number even farther than that. The point is, if you're constantly dragging your feet just to kill 1 or 2, stopping for more than a set amount of time when you've already advanced and you're pushing to advance so quickly, there's no fun in that. Even their mod placements, like going through this delve here, like, there were points, if I look to my left, there were 2 little scamps. Okay, it's out the way. There's no directive to, oh hey, there's this tasty looking spot that has potential loot from a simple chest or a simple elongated container like this, but in whatever style it would be for whatever kind of delve it would be laying back there. Maybe I should look at it. Maybe there might be a motif. Maybe there might be some green gear that I could sell for some quick gold. Maybe there might be other things that I would like to have, or that I could list on the market, or I could use to craft, to sell stuff in the guild. That's non-existent. It's no longer in the game. So, looking for profit through these simple chests, gone. Having this time and speed to go through at a moderate pace, clear things, and find loot and randomly spawning chests for the most part, not even here. All these new DLCs barely even has them, if at all. It is completely ridiculous. Then you have scripting that doesn't even meet the standards that it used to do. Sure, they have better animations for facial expression, but what good is that if you can't really explore the world and learn things or experience things that you can memorize that most people won't even do? Back in the day, back in Glenumbra, there was the starting quest, and I had fun with this. So when you were in this area, before you got to here, there was a quest that involved this ruined castle, or whatever you call it, where you had to go and find someone up in the tower. Well, funny thing is, if you didn't complete that and you went and did a quest that was given around here, and then you complete it, go run a delve, and then fast travel after you get some gear to go sell stuff, when you did that, it would reset these quests. Granted, these are beginner quests. They don't reward you with anything. Nothing worthwhile anyways, maybe 30, maybe 45 gold. But that was the fun of it. A lot of people were doing that. And that included a particular mission that had the waterfall where you had to summon the Daedra that was causing the possession, because you could do some of the quests here where you climb up. Something I loved to do back then was go into the water. There was the free emotes back then that I can't even find anymore. And you can do the play dead emote, laying in the water and waiting for other people to come through, doing that cycle just because people were speedrunning. At least they always had quests of something to do, because at that time there wasn't a lot of zones apart from the default, and people were just doing that on one of their 3 characters depending on what faction they were in. Because in that faction, whenever you finish the story mode and you advance to the new faction, that second faction would be like medium tier when the first one was easy, and the third one would be hard when the second one was medium. So people usually had 3 characters, so if they wanted to play the Aldmeri Dominion on the highest advanced tier, they could. Or if they wanted to play Covenant on the highest advanced tier, or Ebonheart on the highest advanced tier, they could. Or if they wanted to do it on mediums, that way they would have less of a difficulty rate and more of a earning a modest experience, earning modest gold, being able to cycle through. People would take advantage of Glenumbra, and there was another 2 zones, 1 in each. But Glenumbra was a famous one because it had the lush environment, it had the rivers, the waterfalls, it had a variety of enemies from Imps, Daedra, wolves, it had the Volmans, it had a whole bunch of things all in one little area, and you could just run around. That was one of my favorite places to do my playthroughs when I was getting a lot of champion rank, which, by the way, I lost when I returned to the game. I was rolled all the way back to 214, and all my DLCs are gone. And despite me having the Blackwood pre-purchase treasure maps in my inventory to this day, right now, I don't own any DLCs whatsoever. But there was a lot of different things you can do, and being in that area for so long, you would see things at certain times of a day, certain days of a week, or certain chances that you would learn to experience, and you would see just how in depth the game design was. When all these modern changes for areas that received DLC that became locked, lacked all of it. There's no love to the game. It is completely stale, if you ask me, in my personal opinion. A lot of people say it's nonsense, but it's really not. I mean, there's just too much to even think about. Now, have I spent a lot of time playing that area? Not right now. I mean, even if it still does have that variety as a original zone from the original designers, the kill speed is just atrocious. I'm only playing this for the DLC storyline, but even then, sometimes I just wonder why. There's just a lot that this game is lacking. A lot of dev and director opinions that really make zero sense.
So, now I know who needs to die for this grave insult to the Dark Brotherhood. Counselor Von Dacia, the High Priest of the Waking Flame. But what do you make of that journal entry about the first ambition and an attack on Leeuwin Castle? They got what they were after, and now they're sending their forces to kill the rest of the councillors. With the other councillors dead, Von Dacia will be the only person who knows the secret of the Longhouse Emperors. And Von Dacia will do everything in his power to get his hands on those documents. I suppose your course is clear. You need to return to Leeuwin Castle as quick as you can. I'm going to stick around and deal with a few more of these Waking Flame cultists. Still have a little anger to work off after that attack on my sanctuary. I suggest you return to Leeuwin Castle with all due haste. I'm an assassin, not a soldier. I've done my part. Now go do yours.
Yeah, other issues that I
That portal
have
should take you back toward the exit.
is
Or to some.
not just by combat efficiency, but combat in general. A lot of the services now that have skills could be, oh, we'll just have you set to off balance. It's no longer like using the stone fist with the Dragonite class, and it makes enemies fall down while you go in to fight a larger group. Say if you're running in and you have 4 or 5 or even 6, and then you get 1 or 2 healers, you could knock one with one skill. They become immune to knockdown for a good 5 or 6 seconds while you try to fight in resource management, requiring your blocking and dodge rolling, even if you have good decent power and you can knock someone down in 3 hits or 4 hits, depending on whether or not you're proccing your increased damage. Usually by not repeating skills more than twice and then using a variety, and on the 5th different ult skill, if you hit it in say 7 attacks, that 5th attack would have a heavy critical. And I'm not talking about a standard critical, I'm talking about a genuinely proc heavy critical, guaranteed, needing you to shuffle between your 2 bars in combat while you're trying to focus on terrain control or status control, trying to get the best result, maintaining your resources, maintaining how and where you use your consumables or your potions. There's like 0 point to that. Now, if you're in a heavy fight with this nonsense, weak, petty little combat system they have in place now, yeah, you're going to have to do that, but the problem is you can't knock anyone over anymore. Not with the stone fist, not with the 2-handed uppercut that would send them flying in the air. I've seen people do it on occasion, but I don't have not experienced that. Like, they don't fall down whatsoever. The only time I get a stagger is if they have the stun status while they're off balance from the block. That's all I get. There's just so much that he needs to be able to do that I don't even see that you can anymore unless you're getting some good pulls, some good luck, rather than depending on, hey, is this one going to be good, or is it going to be trash, is it going to be mediocre, or is it going to be something I'll just pass up on? Like a whole variety. Is it something that's so epic that you can make a good 20, 25,000 gold off of this and post it on the market, or use to fill your roster for what you do and do not have to decide whether you do or do not sell it? Is it something that you store in your bank? Is it something that'll help you get gold to buy stuff, to buy resources,
for
or
my
to buy more
besotted
storage?
colleague. Tasting is
Like, it's all just flat dead on its face right now. Like, you're literally suffering an immense amount of time just to kill one person that you could avoid if you run past, but if you run past it, you're not really experiencing the game. You're just running objective to objective and just completely overlooking the entire point of playing the game. It's just sad to see. Hold up, what? What? What the fuck is this? I just realized how empty my bank is. Bro. Oh my god. Surely I looked at my bank storage in my last few live streams. I did not empty my bank storage. I had years of stuff in my bank just for crafting. Among other things.
Ah, yes.
My god.
Want to prove yourself?
Does crawling around creepy caves sound like your idea of a good time? Then I have a job for you.
Get those doors open. We need to get to the counselors.
They're barred from the other side.
Mercenary, you've returned. Everly's attempting to breach the barracks. Go! The Waking Flame cultists created a distraction. And like raw recruits, both Everly and I fell for it. As soon as we left the castle, they swarmed the place and barricaded themselves inside. I'm not sure. By the time we realized the distraction was nothing more than a ruse, the cultists had locked us out. If the cultists harm Leviticus, Vondacia, and the others, I won't rest until they pay. What? Are you certain? Vondacia has served Blackwood and the Empire before that for more than 50 years. Enough. We need to get inside. Then we can determine the truth of all this. Find Everly by the barrack.
Another thing I was thinking about from the delve I just went
Steady.
through.
Wait for it.
The Daedroth that came in.
Now we can go in. Let's... Oh, you're here.
A good example for suddenly emerging Daedroth. Not in the number, but Stormhaven? Yeah, Stormhaven. So if you're in around Stormhaven, you might see Daedroth spawn in with a droning anchor sound in the area with lightning runes and raining thunder. There was a point in time where if it was like that, it also had a portal open like it does now, but maybe a different color. Sometimes it would have been red or orange or whatever it was. All that used to be combined together for suddenly emerging Daedroth. But now, like some areas, even in the DLC I just played, you might see them fumbling out of the portal flat on their face. But that doesn't change the fact for like these cheap, petty appearances for others, where they just spawn in when there should have been like a massive cluster of effects.
Oh, thank Ifra you're back.
It's
Captain
like just
Rian and I,
minimum effort.
they tricked us, lured us out of the castle. Now the place is locked down and I don't know if any of the counselors are still alive. I've mucked this up real good. Vandacia! That traitor! He tricked us! Lied to us! Had his own colleagues murdered! And all to get his hands on a few Daedric weapons? But Lyrinth, the Dremora, she told me that the fate of the world was at stake. We need to reach the counselors. Yes, the barracks connect to the rest of the castle. Since I dispatched the cultist guards, we can get to the counselors and the legates this way. Let's go, but stay alert. We're not sure how many of those cracked acorns are waiting for us in there.
Another instance to think about is, I believe it was Bankerai. I don't know if it's still a thing. Where is it? Bankerai, is this it? Yeah, Bankerai. But there were usually spots that would have the werewolves that would give you the bite on a certain time of once a week, or every other week, or whatever it was. but also at that same interval, if you weren't there, there would be some random areas throughout each zone, not just limiting the moon phases to one zone, but to many different zones that you could find, like the name bosses, like I had mentioned, or certain things that would appear that you wouldn't normally find, little tidbits of Easter eggs or things that you could experience. Just the point I'm making is there is so much that was provided in the original game before One Tamriel, and given all the new DLCs from the times that I played them, they don't provide the same level of detail or the same periods that you could experience new, unique things or find unique things or useful things. Come on, open up this knife. Go ahead. I'll go right over to no, it wasn't that one, it was this one. This one right here. And that's the one that I was talking about. Even the ambience is just better. I mean, I get why they changed this. Because before, if you picked them up, it would give you a basic level gear, but at least it would be at level, even if it was only to level 50. You could at least get some money off of it, and it has some value. But now, it's just like, oh, you pick it up, it's only worth one piece of gold, like that. At least back then, you could have had like, oh, maybe 9 or 14, depending on what you were. But it's really kind of pathetic. And really consider it 9 to 14 for one of your slots when you don't have much inventory to begin with. You can find better gear. It's a fair cushion for filling out your roster. I mean, like, oh, like all of these might land you 60 when you could get 60 off of like a green and a couple actual looted by kill white trash filler. It's just like there's no reason to go explore or take advantage of the situation, even if it was slow and mundane. Like, I have not really even seen that many heavy sacks in the newer delves to begin with. But this is the ramp I was talking about. Like, there's things that you could look around at, but if you were to come up here, if you pay attention to your surroundings, you could probably find something that might not usually be there, if you're lucky. A lot of people just run back, going straight to the direction I'm looking now. If you come in, there used to be a lot of stuff back here. Granted, it was a lot of random nonsense, but you had a chance at the chests. You at least had a chance at some bottles, or maybe a stone or something. But if you're lucky, you might still get a chest spawn up here. I've had one spawn back here before, like last week. Waiting on the boss. This is a good boss you could use to farm up your soul gems. Meanwhile, in Ebonheart backed up one of my live streams the other week. There's a good spot where you can farm soul gems in the Shan. I believe it was the Shan. I'm not exactly certain, but it's definitely in there. You go in a tent, there's like a chance maybe 1 or 2, but you could also have a chance at like 5, maybe 4.
That's what she said.
You can't tell me. A lot of these new DLC delves have a lot of detail. Like, I mean, just look, you have different points of lighting with different scales of range. You have the details in the vines, the filler, miscellaneous stuff, the miscellaneous containers, the dead corpses that are lying around. Like, they actually have more of an environmental build to it than a lot of places. Even if they nerfed and removed some things, it's still far more enticing than this game. Like, even back when factions were split before the one Tamriel, if someone was playing as a high-level player, the zone was at the easiest setting. Really, they would only be coming through to either farm resources for, say, provisioning water or crafting in general. It wasn't really about, oh, you're killing him so quickly, you're getting so much XP. No, they wouldn't reward you shit for XP. It was genuinely just resources. And then when you were like ready to grind levels, you could do a Doma for moderate if you're still in the easy, or you could just play it another zone, or if you wanted to play in the same zone, you could just swap characters. So a lot of professional accounts back then had 3 characters, 1 per faction at minimum. While people played with different classes, they might have 2 per faction or 3 per faction. I usually had 2 back then. I'll even just run past to see if I can just find any chests. There used to be like one that would come back there.
Burn it!
I don't even see any like flowers, water, or crafting resource spawns anywhere. Okay, here's a chest. That would be really moose if they made the delves only have 1. Should be 3 or 4 for a reason. to making every area just equally as hard. This is only for EXP gains, but I mean, like, in the end, I'd rather be switching characters so I could choose how hard I want it or how much XP I want compared to the resources that I want compared to the loot pools that I want. So I can prioritize what I need. Like, sometimes there's a reason to look behind the crates. If you're lucky, occasionally you might find like a hidden sack or a hidden container. Sometimes it might be a little hidden in the mesh but still sticking out. And if you're really lucky, it might have like this golden spore light effect coming out of it. But the spores are moderately sized. And usually if you do that, you find like purple or gold rank items. It could be even, since they added furnishings, it could be even some of those in gold rating. I know that there's a delve that I found one more recently. It was in the southern side of the Alikir Desert in a dwarven delve. Even if you aren't having good luck with chests, even if there were still 3 or 4 at a time, if you knew that your luck wasn't good, you could try leaving like the glyph stone that you can mine for material. You'd have a good high chance of finding something that's pay dirt. unlucky, or they removed a lot of chest spawns. Or sorry, unlucky, or they removed a lot of chest spawns.
Light it! Move to flank! Circle around!
The least exploration was fun in these old ones. At least back then, at the moment you popped one, it popped up immediately at one of the other spots. Not sure how it works now, but it isn't looking too good if you ask me. another thing I used to enjoy. So, like the run and jumping in, spiral going into two hands, going uppercut. Like that could do in Flurry. The original Flurry we actually lean in. Or going into Flurry with the jump and spin for the whirlwind. Leaning in before it's like more up close and personal. I don't know which delve it was, but there was some that had like some really cheeky treasure chest placements, like behind a tent along a wall, or behind like something like this. Usually when ones like this spawn, it was a very low chance it was just a simple tier. It's usually better. Like energy. There is one other dome. Angle number, it's farther in where the undead are. It has a boss that's like one of those bone assembled creatures. But it was like the layout where it was like you could run back and forth. It would be a hallway, straight shot to the boss room, and a center, straight shot to another hallway. You'd just go back and forth in laps. Even when you're backtracking on that one extension of what track you're on, good chance you could see the chests that are behind a rock or behind a different structure that you wouldn't have seen on the way in, but you'd see on the way back. So there was always a reason to run back and forth like you're swimming in a lemon. And like the center area had like rocks that people with range would wait just to kill the boss for. Yeah, so the quest area, the repeats that you could do, it would usually repeat the quests that you could pick up in the outer areas. It would repeat the quest for whatever the forest structures were by the windmill, a few that was in this area, and then a few that would randomly appear here. And it wasn't like always the same, which one it reset or which 2 or 3 is a random number, but no matter what, anytime that you came back around and it offered to do a certain quest out of the 2 here, if you did it, you would go to the dome, spend a little time in there, and then fast travel to the waypoint, the way shrine. It usually reset like 2 or 3 different quests, so it was always random. And back then there were so many in that area, it was always something fresh to do. Like the same concept as dailies, but it was random little things. Ways to re-experience some of the story in this vibrant area. So you always had like players running around. Some of them would be looking to party up so you could do faster kill spreads. Some people that you made friends with might be willing to share like one of those exclusive early game purchases where you would have a ring to share with someone for 10% bonus XP that could stack with the ESO membership. even going down towards the docks. I don't even know if it's still possible at this point. It's like the flame extinguishing, or the rescuing people from certain houses, or collecting certain drops, or killing a certain amount. Harvesting wood or certain resources or flowers. I think there was an escort one. Over by the wood mill there was like rescuing the fence. It's like just a whole bunch of different little things. You get your experience for speed running it, so you can get a fair little piece of experience and gold on top of your kills. It was just a good, fun activity you could do. Remember, there was time I was playing. There's a couple people with role playing. For some reason, but it also was a thing. I think you had a bunch of players. There's always different visual activity that you could see. Granted, if they had filling back then, it would have been even more fun. Sucks that it's all gone. Oh, let me go to the waterfall real quick. I believe it was that one. Maybe. Quests over here too, all the way down into there, up until you had those big giant bulky wood monsters. I don't recall that repeating at all. You could do the for some reason there was a point where, even though this like single spot in castles had like different subsequent missions, sometimes you can get all the missions or a few of the missions to be available at once, so that was always funny. And then, like, you had copies of NPCs following you around. That was hilarious. Yeah, so right here, there's a mission where you go in, and then you'd have a data spawn in. So you'd always find players cycling through that mission, because it also was on the roster that could happen. Coming through, so you would just have to do an emote where you're dead on the ground and under the water, and then wait to just kill steal. Especially because when it spawned in, if they were too close, they would get stunned for a good 5 or 6 seconds. And just mess with people. I want to say it was the one north of that. For the next delve I'll be going to. Well, I just started
I recognize you. Sir Hughes wanted me to convey his regards.
Camp. Just to get the gold. To buy the early Think expansions, or the early player expansions for storage and inventory. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. Yeah, it's gotta be. I think I had 1 or 2 missions reset all the way out in this area. But it's not like I would explore that. I would just usually stick around doing these and reset them. And then just run around some more. I didn't really check around here or test the werewolf or the undead area that much unless I was going to on through to play the stealth. So like you could just run through. If you wanted to run all the way around you could, but it always helped to run the back. So if you ran to like, I think it was around this point and then turn around, run through here and around this point, turn around. Your good spots for seeing hidden loot chests. Making the most out of a boss kill. Usually you get the boss every other repeat after doing both sides. When you played it enough, you had experience of see things in the instant for what you were looking for. Get him on the axe. So if you're a fan of Glenumbra, if you wanted to do the quest on one faction or another would dictate your XP to gold ratio. So you could do it with higher payouts but longer kill times, or you could do it with mediocre kill times. You would do the easiest one unless you're looking for like provisioning or crafting. People that would go on the rock and then jump onto the columns or the tree, just hanging around. I tried to maneuver climbing up other areas just to show off and wait for the boss. I mean, the level of detail, the different colored illuminated lights and NPCs could change, because the NPCs could change. So it could be like destruction, healing, there could be ones that could actually summon 1 or even 2 additional NPCs. Occasionally might have someone that was a battle mage, so they could have a sword, a shield, but they still cast something for some reason. How many NPCs you can spawn in here. Usually I'd market 2 or 3, maybe 4 people, so that they would wait for all of them to spawn together and just aggro them all at once. Used to be able to pick up these hearts. They wouldn't always appear there. They would be like later hearts. Sometimes every nightshade. Someone unlocked the sun but didn't clear it. Like the dual-wielding ultimate, the slash. This is a morph there that you choose. Every additional enemy hit gives you a percentage increased damage up to a certain amount of stacks. I think it's like 5 or 6 stacks. Last 6 seconds. It's a good thing to do if you want to really clean things out. Yeah, there's usually always 2 chests on one side. See, they're only level 28. That crypt door. Could occasionally get that. Not really that often though. I should be coming back now. the only thing I didn't like was how clunky the jumping is. Like, the latency is pretty shitty.
Take the goblet of blood and drink deep.
Oh, did he aggro my... Okay, so he knows, or they know. Like these old dolls. Most every part in it always has something to do. want to go to one. I haven't done it forever. 6 or 7, maybe 8 years. In here. Okay.
Torch it!
right now I can't even use it 'cause my skill is not at level, despite the skill itself being there. Might have always been level 5, I don't remember. I used to be farther progressed. Like, as far as champion and skill trees go, we're all maxed out. When I left in 2018, granted I came back for like a week when Blackwood DLC came out, which is why I have the pre-purchase stuff. But things are still fine then. But I came back just a few weeks ago, last month. A lot of my stuff is gone, like my characters, my champion rank, my DLCs, my exclusive pet for playing the game and being, for the first 6 months, the Ice Wraith. Because back then you had to have a membership to even play the game. Point blank, bar none.
Whatever shall I do?
It's like, here's the picture stuff. Yeah, all my stuff reset, characters missing, even though they were paid for storage and mount upgrades. And then I regressed all the way back to the standing that my account was when they completely removed the veteran system in place of champion. There was at one point where they had both, but they didn't convert the veteran to champion points until they removed it completely. So that was the point that they reverted me back, which is 5 years and a shit ton of money. So kinda sucks I can't even use maneuver. So what I want to do now is go into the DLC zone and go into there you go, there's us playing even most hard to reach places or any place that was fleshed out that could be walked by NPCs, you could access in the original zones and like the stuff that's out now. one of, but not the oldest.
Hurry! We need to reach the counselors.
This room design, same as the room that had the vampire fire. That's cycled. That's pretty lazy. A lot of these new dells seem like they're just.
We won't let Councillor
slap
Vandacia
jobs,
get away with this.
copy-paste.
He has to answer for those murders,
They don't
and we
even
can't
detail
let him and his cult get the ambitions. Come on. I can't believe Vandacia fooled us, or that he's in charge of these fanatics.
Vandacia, how could you?
Valeria, with everything at stake, how could I
Councillor Valeria! No! When did you get here?
I came as soon as word arrived from Councillor Leviticus. I was with him when the cultists attacked, but we got separated.
We have to find Leviticus. Come with us, brother. We need to stick together.
See, the funny thing is, now that I'm thinking about it, these bookshelves are holding a lot of different lore.
I hate wasting expensive arrows on the like of you.
Recycling them, just throw all the loot pools together into one assembly rather than by region.
Never miss their mark.
Can't even go in there. Sucks. I love crystals. Don't use the crystals from the old stuff. That would have been nice. The crystals that they have in these new DLCs that I've seen kind of looks pretty shitty, both in polygon and in texture. Now this is from Alakir Desert.
Counselor Valeria. She's dead. We have to keep looking for Leviticus.
That's a poor job. How funny would it be if they scripted the exits, or didn't even re-script the exits for the regions that they pulled this layout from? If it didn't kill all of the region, if you managed to get over there, it'd be hilarious.
You traitor! I will finish what the Longhouse Emperors started, Leviticus. I will set
Come on.
loose the power of the four ambitions. Lord Dagon, hear your high priest. Send forth a champion to destroy these men.
Kill it! Kill it!
And obeys. Death to the mortals.
Don't worry about me. Deal with that creature. Counselor Leviticus, you're alive. Let me get you out of here and somewhere safe.
Odysseus. Bastard fooled us all.
friend of my sister. Come, speak with me. Despite the gravity of the situation, you should know that I was able to decipher a portion of the encoded documents before Vandacia whisked them away. I'm not sure. I only translated a small bit of the code before the assault began. It mentioned a vault to protect them, which I assumed to mean the Ambitions. It's hidden in the Ojel Bok, but I'm not familiar with the term. Argonian, perhaps? It sounds like it, but I'm not sure. I haven't reported to Councillor Lovidicus yet. Since it looks like he wants to talk to you now, please inform him of my findings. And tell him I apologize I wasn't able to decipher anymore. Let Councillor Lovidicus know what I deciphered from the coded document. That the vault that protects them is hidden in the Ojel Bok. I wish I had been able to finish translating all the documents before Vandacia stole them. Isn't the family resemblance obvious? I was an adventurer myself back in the day, before I became an Imperial scribe. I think that's where Everly gets it. That and from all the books I've given her over the years. I imagine he didn't think I had time to decipher any of the coded passages. I barely had a moment to look at the documents when the portals opened and his cultists burst in. Luckily, I'm very familiar with that particular code. It was my specialty.
Vandacia will pay.
Vandacia. A high priest of Mehrunes Dagon. Has he been a Daedric cultist all these years? I failed to see the signs, and now the counselors. They're all dead. Valeria, Sophis, Eivor, and Jirek. Yes, of course. The Sanctuary. I suppose this proves the Dark Brotherhood wasn't involved in the plot to murder us. What else did you uncover while you were away? It's worse than that. Vandacia wrestled the documents you acquired from the other counselors away from the scribe. Once he translates them, he may know the location of all 4 of the Ambitions. Ojel Bok. I've heard that term. It's Argonian. I believe it refers to a natural formation deep in the Blackwood Marsh. But Vandacia was more familiar with that region than I know someone who can help us, though. I believe you already met her. If the term leads us to the vault, so be it. All we can do is follow the clues we've been given. Talk to Keshu the Blackfin. If anyone can help us navigate the wilds of Blackwood, it's Governor Keshu.
Damn. I can't believe Vandacia is a traitor and a cult leader. And he killed Valeria. Almost killed Leviticus. He's been ahead of us the entire time. We can't let him get to the Ambitions. We just can't. All right, we have a plan. In the meantime, we saved Councillor Leviticus, cleared the Dark Brotherhood of the murders, and determined Vandacia is the traitor and leader of the cult. You did good, my friend. Here, your share of our compensation. So, the information from the former councillors points to an Argonian location. Someplace called the Ojel Bok. Vandacia ran off with the documents before we could learn more. Now we need to figure out what it means before his cultists beat us to it. No, but Councillor Leviticus has heard the term. Says it's a landmark in the Solzan territory. The document suggested it's a site connected to the 4 Ambitions. Maybe where the weapons are stored? We need to consult with an expert on that region. Governor Keshu of Gideon. Councillor Leviticus says she knows the swamps and bogs of Blackmarsh like the back of her hand. So, can I count on you? Will you come with me to Gideon to talk to Keshu the Blackfin? We'll meet up in Gideon. We can talk to Governor Keshu there. She has to know about this Ogel Bok thing. She has to. Look at what the bog done.
Probably start some research before I sell everything.
Leowen seems... Have a care where you...
Vondacia, a cultist. Gideon will help in any way we can.
Thank you, Governor. Ah, here's my partner now.
Counselor Vondacia, a traitor and a Daedric cultist. I can't believe he had us all fooled for so many years. But that's a matter for another time. Evely tells me you have a lead for finding these so-called ambitions. Counselor Leviticus was right to send you to me. In Argonian, Ojel Bach roughly translates as Pit of the Outsider. There is a natural formation to the south that bears the name. Unfortunately, it lies in territory claimed by the Sul'Zan tribe. The Sul'Zan are a savage people, Nagas, who revere the forces of death and chaos. You must traverse their land to reach the Pit of the Outsider. The Nagas recognize no authority other than themselves and their leaders. They do not welcome visitors. South of Stone Wastes, in the heart of Sul'Zan territory, I suggest caution and stealth. Try to avoid starting a war with the tribe if you can at all help it. Bring whatever you find back here. Gideon will keep it safe, I assure you. Ojel Bach, the Pit of the Outsider. It's a natural formation located south of Stone Wastes. Just proceed carefully, as it lies in the heart of Sul'Zan territory. I suggest you meet Evely on the outskirts of their territory and go from there.
I'll mind my own business, if you mind yours.
Challenge what you know. If you're courageous enough, all things are possible. Peddlers will tell you about the strength of their craft, but words...
Leave it to an outsider to bring a curse down upon a sacred shrine.
The claw that spills the job bile must be the one to stop it, dry skin. Heed the word.
Over here. Let's talk. Ready to make our way into hostile territory? We need to find this pit of the Outsider, see if the vault is there, and reach the Ambitions before the Order of the Waking Flame beats us to them. Well, you heard Governor Keshu. This is Sulzon territory. We want to avoid contact with this hostile tribe of Argonians if at all possible, but we need to reach the pit of the Outsider. Also, I had another one. Another waking vision. Happened when I got here. I think that strange book is trying to tell me something. I saw these weird cubes with symbols on them. Symbols like the ones in the book I'm carrying. I'm not sure what it all means.
It means you're dead, motherfucker.
I want to find the vault. With any luck, we're way ahead of Vandasi and his cultists. Maybe we can get in, grab the weapons, and get back to Gideon before anyone even notices that we're around. Are you ready? Remember to avoid the Sulzon. But keep an eye out for the Waking Flame cultists. I wouldn't be surprised if we run into them before too long. Now, let's go find the Pit of the Outsider.
Little mortals, come speak to me. There you are, little mortal. It seems we once again find ourselves on the trail of the same mystery. I expect we can aid one another in the events that are about to unfold. Since we last met, I have been watching the activities of the Order of the Waking Flame. I followed a couple of their scouts to this location and discovered this charming Daedric vault. I believe the ambitions that you seek are locked inside. Unfortunately, the vault is warded like the Imperial annexes. Wards designed to repel Daedra, including me. Remove the wards and open the way, and we will both have our curiosity satisfied. Oh, and about that strange book that the elf carries. When the wood elf and I crossed paths when she first learned of Leovik's secret, I sensed something unusual about her. It's the book she carries. It's an ancient and powerful tome of questionable origin.
Mysterium Xerxes.
I believe the book to be the Mysterium Xerxes.
Oh yeah, I know
a tome penned by Mehrunes Dagon himself. Or so they say. Whatever the truth of its origins, the tome is both powerful and dangerous. Evely must place it on the lectern to disable the wards. I dealt with one of the scouts. She will not bother anyone again. The other may have slipped away while I was studying the vault's exterior. So I suggest you pick up the pace. The cultists could return in force at any moment. Remember, while the wards are in place, none of us can enter the vault. Use the book the wood elf carries to disable them and open the way. Once the wards are down, I shall meet you inside. Now hurry! The Waking Flame could arrive at any moment.
Take the book, Black Soulstone, Mehrunes Razor, and go to a Necromancer's Night Altar.
Alright, I'm placing the book as Lyranth's teacher. You check out those cubes. Well done, little mortal. Now I must explore.
New portal 1980. nice graphics.
We open the door and Lyrinth just rushes ahead without us? Figures. Well, I guess we should start looking around too. Everything we learned so far indicates that the Daedric weapon should be in here somewhere. It all comes back to Emperor Leovic's secret. How he hid the four ambitions before Varen reached Imperial City and killed him. We don't know exactly what these four ambitions are, but the documents indicated they're Daedric weapons of some sort. Yup, and Lyrinth thinks they could arrive here at any moment. Let's look around. Oh hey, one more thing. The book sort of started to tingle the moment we entered the vault. Just thought you should know. The Mysterium what now? Never mind, I can worry about that later. Right now we have a job to do. I want to find out what's so important that Leovic had to stick it in a warded and sealed Daedric vault. I suppose the book started this whole quest. I found it in the Longhouse Emperor's old retreat. It's full of Daedric symbols and strange markings. Carrying it around, it feels like a burden. Heavy, oppressive. And now it's tingling. It feels like anticipation. Like the book wants to be here or something. Look, I've had some dark dreams since I found the book and those waking visions. But this is the first time... I don't know, like it wants something? Like I didn't have nightmares before I knew that. It's not talking to me, not with words. But I can feel it, like it's waking up. And while I've had similar sensations since I found it, the tingling really became intense when we entered this place. Hey! What happened to the vault? another warded door ahead of us. There's another ward on the door ahead. Ready to see if we can open it? Only one way to find out. I'll place the book on the lectern. Then we'll see what happens. Then here we go. The book is really tingling. Get ready to turn the cubes after I place it on the lectern. The book. It's almost as though it wants to help us open the door. That did something. Keep going. You matched the second symbol. The ward is down. Excellent. Let's go. Now where are we? Never mind. We need to lower that drawbridge.
Doesn't really look like we need to. I can't really use my palm though. Let's see. I don't want to talk to you. I want you.
That
Damn
drawbridge.
it. In the fucking way. default set active 0. Until TCO.
There must be a lever or a switch around here someplace. Now we can get across.
Oh my god, she's in my goddamn way. Can you just not follow me?
Let's keep moving.
Or kill yourself.
Let's keep moving.
Fucking piece of shit.
Really? Lava and an ominous sky? Oblivion stuff is weird. Let's keep moving.
Oh my
Let's keep moving.
god. Oh my god.
Let's keep
This little bitch. Okay. Out of my face. Here we go. How can I kill you? I need to get closer. Wait, are you flying up? Okay, so I can't see you. I don't even have a bar. Where's the other one? I think that's the one that had a bar. That sucks.
Let's keep moving.
Oh, the skybox changed. jumping. I guess it's a good thing I jumped. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to get on top. Neat. Reminds me of Oblivion. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. That's not good. No, 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 no. I don't wanna. I don't wanna. Uh-oh. No! I don't wanna. Not here. If I would fall on the map, I wanted to be in the map. Not in a locked out room. Uh-oh. Whoops. That's not good. That's bullshit. I guess that's quite a channel. Climb back up. Hope it's not lost, people. Yeah, go back to the map.
was wondering where you had gotten to. I need you once again. Little mortal, I can proceed no farther. Another ward bars my way. Deal with it, will you?
Slap her so hard her eyes will realign.
Yes, this interior is littered with the damn nuisances. Disrupt it so that we can continue our search. I do not believe we have much time before the Dagonists arrive. Very perceptive. The construction is imbued with a magic that allows the vault to behave as if it were a small pocket of oblivion. In a way, I suppose it is. Those exterior portions you pass through, that's where the Deadlands and Nirn coexist. It's all part of Mehrunes Dagon's master plan. He believes Nirn belongs to him, and he has long sought a way to combine his Oblivion realm with the mortal world. Perhaps the ambitions are another step in that direction. Now, open the door.
Another ward. Damn! I'll place the book. You turn the cubes. Daedric symbols give me the shivers, but I think it's working.
Dramatic Destron. More panache.
Kalia, just make sure it actually looks like me this time.
Oh, brother. I always capture the real you.
Where are the Daedric weapons?
Who are these intruders?
I sense the cultists. They're close. Wood Elf, check the other side of those doors.
Careful, brother. They look dangerous.
Dangerous? We're heroes! All right, Lyrinth. I'll scout ahead. You talk to them, partner.
I knew I felt something strange, like glass shattering in the distance. Who are you, and why have you disrupted the wards? The Four Ambitions? A curious phrase. Pray tell, what are these four ambitions you seek? Weapons? We have no weapons here, at least none that I'm aware of. Feel free to look around if you like. Perhaps you'll find what you're looking for. Perhaps not.
Explain yourself. Who are you, and why have you invaded our sanctum? Four ambitions? As in an earnest desire or something to aspire to? How can an idea such as that also be a thing? Weapons? There are no weapons here. Just my sister Kalia, myself, and our caretakers. Teachers used to visit in the past, and the Emperor, but we haven't seen another living soul in many years. Look around if you must, but then leave us in peace.
Interesting. A totem revering Mehrunes Dagon, I believe.
Destron says my talent has improved.
Do you mind? Those are my personal thoughts.
Hey! We've got trouble! I need you!
See to Emily. I shall get Kalia and Destron to safety.
Vandasia's cultists have arrived. We need a plan. Portals opened all around me, and suddenly there were cultists everywhere. Well, we did take down all the wards that protected this place. I put arrows in as many of Vandasia's crazies as I could, but the rest of them scattered. Deeper into the vault. Damn, this place is enormous. I assume you didn't happen to find the Daedric weapons back in that other room?
What's going on? Where are we going?
Whatever happens, stay close to me.
How touching. Makes me want to whip out my eyes.
Skirt.
Those weapons.
And a bunch of stupid people. Water plus lightning equals retarded. Pardon language. Equals dimensional GKC. How about that?
They wanted to take us away. Me and my sister, I couldn't let them do that. You think so? When they charged in here and demanded we go with them, I just had a bad feeling. I really didn't mean to obliterate them like that. I'll have to take your word for it. With our sanctum breached and our caretakers dead, we can't stay here. We'll go with you, if that's all right.
Those people, they wanted to take us away.
NPC ripped straight from Gonumbra.
Yes, but I never saw him unleash that much raw power in a single burst, or against living targets. Obviously, our training has served us well. Destron has always been more powerful, but if you're asking if I can defend myself, I won't let anyone take us from here without our permission.
I heard the battle in the Fevered Muse was touch and go. Glad you won the day.
Rip straight from Penumbra.
And so the secret finally becomes clear. The ambitions aren't just weapons. They are mortals of a sort. Obviously, these two have been imbued with immense power. Power that has a distinct Daedric tinge to it. I have learned enough. For now. The mystery intrigued me. I wanted to know what the ambitions were and why the Dagonist wanted them. Now I know. Or at least now I have some idea. Vandacia is a mortal problem, best dealt with by mortals. In the meantime, I wish to look into how these ambitions gain their power. I have my own avenues to explore. But do not fear. I am sure we shall meet again. In fact, I guarantee it.
Destron and Kalia, the twins. They're the ambitions. Well, at least there are two of them. I have to say, I did not expect the weapons to be people. Whatever. Vandacia and his cult still want to get their hands on them. Obviously, we have to protect them. Get them somewhere safe. Especially since we're the ones who unlocked their vault and gave the cultists a way to get inside. Good question. Leowen is still reeling from the cult's last assault, but Governor Keshu offered to help. I say we take the twins to Gideon. After that, we can figure out how to locate and secure the other two ambitions, whoever they are. Come with me, you two. It's not safe here anymore.
You want us to go outside?
Time to say goodbye to this place, Kalia. It will be a new adventure.